What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the only podcast produced by three winners of IMSA's Spirit of the Race Award.
You literally said three winners.
Three winners of IMSA's Spirit of the Race Award. This is the Check Engine Podcast. We are streaming live through Anchor.fm or anywhere else podcasts are streamed. My name is Nick. Welcome to the show. With me, as always, are my partners in crime, Tristan and Andrew. Andrew, we're recording at your place for the first time tonight. How do you feel about that?
I feel a little weird about it because not only are we recording at my house for the first time ever, we also have an audience for the first time ever, and we're also drinking for the first time ever on the podcast.
We are really... It's not just drinking. We're drunk, if you haven't noticed already.
Nick certainly is.
It is St. Patty's Day, and we're doing what the rest of America does for the Irish patron saint.
Pretending the Irish have culture.
Exactly.
I take offense at that.
You should.
You should. You absolutely
you
should. Tristan, how do you feel about Andrew's statement? Welcome to the show.
I feel like I need more whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Agreed.
Of course, Irish whiskey.
Great. Hey, nothing says St. Patty's Day like tacos.
That is very true.
Yeah, thanks. Where's the corned beef?
Listen, I don't do that around here.
Potatoes?
It's against my religion.
It is Friday.
And I'm Catholic.
Yeah, exactly.
As you can tell, folks, we're not pros, but we thank you for listening anyway. But we don't want you to just listen. So please reach out to us. We have our own website. It's checkenginepodcast.com. And we do have an email there. It's called inbox@checkenginepodcast.com. As well as, that website will give you links to our socials, links to the blogs, anything you need Check Engine Podcast related is available at checkenginepodcast.com. So go there. We appreciate it. Andrew, what is on tap for our drunk episode
You know
this
what's
evening?
on tap?
Tell me what's on tap. I need to know.
Nothing's on tap. We are...
He laid up a great pun for you, and you missed it.
You know I don't do that.
Do
Okay, say the pun. Say the pun.
Well, it was for you.
What's on tap? He said, okay, do it for the audience. He said,
Well,
what's on tap?
Depends
You
on...
would say-
It was... So you would have said acai, because that's...
Okay, all right. I am drinking a beer. It's called Asahi, ladies and gentlemen. See, this isn't funny because you have to give the whole backstory.
Well, now you do. You ruined it.
Now you do. No, all right. So the premise of this episode is very simple. We don't have anything planned. I just have a bunch of screenshots of stuff I saw on Twitter, and we're just gonna fuck around.
We're
Until we get bored.
We're gonna riff on it.
Drunken riffing.
Drunken riffing.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole plan.
Pretty
And
simple
we have
concept.
whispers from the peanut gallery saying, "This is great."
Yes, everyone's partners in the room.
I'm allowed to be here.
That's great. No, we appreciate you being here, and we
don't
appreciate
appreciate
you
the
letting us
commentary.
record here. Pause for drinking.
Yes. Everyone's partners in attendance, and we have some extras as well. Shout out to the
Oh,
back
great.
Of the room.
And the extras. Well done.
Not you. Yeah, so I mean, let's just see where this goes.
Do we have pace laps, or are we just going to get right into it?
The whole thing is
The whole
based
thing
on-
is a big
I'm
pace
pretty
lap.
sure the whole thing is pace
So
laps.
here's a question though, first before we start. There was a giant Tesla announcement yesterday. Do we have to talk about it?
No.
Or can we just have a Tesla-free episode?
Well,
Please
not
have
anymore.
a Tesla-free episode.
Aside from this, can we have a Tesla-free episode?
Please have a
Yes.
Tesla-free episode.
Yes.
All right, so that's fine.
Go to the internet if you want to know what Tesla's announcement was,
Yeah, we don't.
because we don't give a shit.
Let's start with this. This is super interesting. This was a little tip I saw. I think it was actually on Jalopnik. They were talking about the Corvette, and recently some of the mules broke down in a gas station, which is pretty funny because they show people like popping the front trunk. Yeah, there's no engine in there, man.
How do we know?
Why are
that
you
Corvette
looking at me
mules?
as you say this,
Because I
Andrew?
need your reaction. But here's the thing. Jalopnik's theory is that the mid-engine Corvette could come in between $60,000 and $70,000 MSRP. Basically the same as what is that? The Grand Sport of the ZR1 now.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Let's say that actually comes through, which would be about half the cost I expected that it would be when they first announced. Well, then the rumors
So
were
have
starting
they
to
announced it?
solidify that it was mid-engine. What is it? A Corvette then?
No, because mid-engined.
This guy.
This guy.
You have to accept that sooner or later. Tonight is the night.
I don't.
You have the world's best therapist by your right hand. Booze.
What, you?
Booze. Booze.
Sure. That's great. But I don't have to accept any of it.
What? Okay. What do you think about would this be?
Bring Tristan in. He hasn't talked yet.
I know. Would
That's
this
a
be
strategy.
The first ever true performance mid-engine car in that 60 to 70,000 range.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I'm trying to rack my brains for what else was available.
What
at
about
that
the
price
base
range, but-
Corvette as it is? It's about
Mid-engine.
70, right?
Mid-engine. And I know the next one's mid-engine, but don't call it a Corvette yet.
I'm not. You
Were it to be a Corvette, I believe it would be. Yes, you've got other lower things like the Mr. 2 is
Yep.
mid-engine
And the
rear
Fiero
engine.
and the VXR when that was out.
Yeah, so there's some lighter grade equipment.
I'm just thinking,
But-
okay, so that was my first question. Is it the cheapest? Then second, is it really possible to engineer a mid-engine performance car for $65,000?
Definitely.
You think so?
If it's a Corvette, then they obviously just did.
Well, but the whole point is that when you go mid-engine, you suddenly jump into a whole new tier of car. Look at the NSX. Look at the what else we got that's mid-engine. Well, then we're talking about Ferraris, Lamborghinis, real Halo cars.
But what you don't know is the sourcing of the parts. How much does it cost to put the vehicle together?
Right. I mean, does that Ferrari actually cost that much, or are they just selling it for?
are they
how much is
selling it for the
Ferrari?
name? Does it actually cost that much, or how much are they bumping it up just because it says Ferrari on it?
That's fair. But they do also do stuff like hand-stitch seats and make them in Italy.
Make stuff in Italy.
That's like the place to make stuff. I don't know. That's a really interesting question. Okay, so then flip it. If the Corvette comes in at 65.
By the way, the entire gallery, their fingers are stuck together.
I know it's kind of racist.
At least,
but it's cool.
well, at
It's a
least
little
it's not
racist.
racist for her.
I'm very Italian. I'm fine.
She just is. So, yeah.
I'm racist.
No, she's racist. She's Dutch.
Nothing. Serbian. It's
offensive.
Dutch.
Yeah. So
Anyways, yeah. So flip it around then. What if it is 65, 70,000? What does that say about specifically the NSX, the McLarens, the baby McLarens, other mid-engine cars that would then be direct competitors in every way?
I think specifically the biggest comment is about the NSX.
Yes.
But I think the level of engineering and the brand identity between Acura and, as we discussed in our last episode, is Corvette really its own brand? Probably. But the competition between Acura and Corvette as a standalone thing is far more, equivocal than something like McLaren, Ferrari, et cetera, et cetera.
Which I just looked it up here. So MSRP on the NSX, $157,000.
Yes.
I think it kind of depends on the performance numbers, though. So, like, what kind of performance numbers? 0 to 60, a lap around the same track that the NSX is lapped around, those types of things. Like, if it's not even close, then maybe the lower price is justified. But if you can get relatively the same performance out of a car that costs $30,000 or $40,000 less,
or in this case, sometimes almost
Yeah, or
a
half
third
the
as
cost.
much.
that's, yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what like that just means that the NSX or any other mid-engined in that tier is just grossly overpriced. The McLarens or whatever else.
I mean, I think we have to assume that GM would not put into production a Corvette that's slower than the current generation, right?
No,
I can't imagine they would allow that to get. And I'm just looking
because
here,
then it
I would
would be,
hope not.
because then it would be beaten by the CL1.
and I'm just looking here at the time
They wouldn't, and we mentioned this in an earlier episode. Like the Corvette is the Halo SKU, if you will, of the entire GM line. You can't let a ZL1 beat it in performance.
No,
I'm just looking at some similar lap times between the current Stinger and the NSX. These are exactly the same. There's a 135, a 134, a 115, and a 115. A 19 and a 17. They're the same times.
Well, that's always
Right.
been the attraction of the Corvette is how hard it hits per dollar.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
And the fact that it can still do it as a front engine V8.
No, it's not that.
By the
anymore.
way.
that's
By
dead.
the way, no, yes, it is.
That's dead now.
It's still alive until they announce it.
Still alive in his heart forever.
I guess 5 ever. I mean, I didn't even want to start with the Corvette thing, but that's all right. Okay.
You didn't mean to start with the Corvette thing. You opened with a Corvette article.
Well, I know, but that was just happening first. I had like an order, but didn't re-add it back in. Here's something that I think is kind of funny. So there was that big to-do. Which auto show was that? I don't remember. Where VW and Ford announced their partnership. Was it Detroit?
Detroit.
It was Detroit.
Detroit.
So now
Detroit.
Geneva just happened.
Yep.
Which is basically like the next automotive year in terms of what is brought to shows, what's brought out, and what manufacturers put on the show floor.
Geneva's a big one.
Huge. No movement on that partnership. They announced it, but they haven't said anything about it since.
Do they have to?
Yes,
Why?
because eventually they're going to have to figure out what they're going to partner on. They can't just say we're going to partnership and then not. Have
We're
anything
gonna
to do.
partnership.
Well, that's basically what they said.
So it's been a couple of months. Do they have to figure it out right now?
Yes,
Why?
because Ford made like in the single-digit billions in revenue last year. They're going to lose more this year, and they don't know what they're doing at all. If I would imagine, or I did imagine at least, that Ford would be scrambling to get this finalized for anything coming from VW. Does that sound crazy?
No, I assumed that this would. I thought the announcement was going to have information like
Well, I
right
did
away.
too.
So
Well,
anytime they
the
delay.
announcement kind of did. It was essentially like Ford. What I took from it is that Ford is going to build VW's trucks, VW's small pickups. That's what I took from it.
VW already has its own small pickup, though. They don't need them for the
Not
small
in the
ones.
U.S. though.
True, but do you what's it called? The something
Amarok.
Amarok.
Yeah. Do they need Ford to build something to import it, or could they just get it built for the U.S.? Like,
Right.
build it in Chattanooga, just like everything else.
Yeah, I would assume that they would.
From what it sounds like, Ford is going to do it for them, and it's just going to be badge engineered. Is the word I'm trying to go for there.
Off the Ranger.
Correct.
To be a direct competitor to the Amarok, which I think they even sell it in Canada, don't they?
I don't know. If they do, I'm moving to Canada.
I mean, they usually VW sells all that cool stuff in North America, just not specifically the U.S.
Right, Mexico and Canada.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that piece of it for them to make small trucks with Ford never made sense to me. I'm just really surprised that this is still just kind of hovering in the air while Ford flushes itself down the shitter, which I think is the objective reality of what's happening.
They made this choice.
Actually,
Yeah, it's kind of their fault.
On that
like
tangent.
when they put Hackett in charge, that's kind of what happens.
did you know that he got $17.75 million in 18 to do
Nothing.
nothing?
The opposite, worse than
To
nothing.
flush the entire momentum of a brand down the toilet because he thinks the only thing that people drive are SUVs. Honestly, for what, Jim? For what? Whatever.
Was that a transition?
No,
Oh.
I just think it's funny.
No, I agree with you. He's done nothing to improve the brand. There's no reason he needs to be paid that much.
Well, now, there is something you might have missed. During last night's big other company announcement, Ford tweeted a lime green Mustang logo. Okay, it was lime green on a black background.
So we know it's electric.
And they said, hold your horses.
Are you telling me to do that, or is that the ad?
No, was that the ad?
Yes, that was
I got confused.
Hold your horses was the ad?
Yes.
I thought you were telling me to hold my horses because I was ahead of the game here. But I guess I'm just not.
You know what? It's both.
Okay, good. Thanks. I
both.
feel
So
better
they're
now.
making an electric Mustang.
Which they've announced. I mean, but like, just the gall of Ford to tweet that as if they've accomplished something. I was offended. Why would they make me see that?
To be fair, you get offended by a lot of shit.
It's true, but a lot of things are offensive.
To you.
That's offensive to everyone. They think
Why is that offensive to everybody?
Because Ford literally thinks you're stupid enough to get up for their brand for a lime green Mustang emblem. That's how dumb they think you are, and me, and everyone else.
I don't think it's the emblem.
I don't.
What is it then? What's the point? Yeah, readjust yourself fully. To
The
address
electric Mustang.
Yeah.
The Ford model Mustang.
But this is probably a teaser for their what do they say when they hired Hackett? Like a couple weeks later, they were saying that they were going to develop a electric SUV, right, based on the Mustang name, or they're going to bring back some Ford Mustang moniker for it. Is this sounding familiar to anyone?
Like a Mach something for.
Yeah, it was
a
the
Mach 2,
yes.
a Mach 2 or something like that.
Yes.
But it was electric. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, this is probably that, right?
So what?
I'm just mad about it.
Why?
Because it's because here's why. Have you seen pictures of the 2019 Ford Focus ST?
Was it 2019 or
The
2020?
2019.
Or is it 2020?
I don't care.
The next one.
Have you seen the next one?
It's ugly as shit.
You can go all the way to hell. That thing is perfect. It's perfect. It's gorgeous from the front and the back, from all angles, and
It is.
it's perfect in every way. And we will never see it here because Jim Hackett is a jerk and he doesn't know what he's doing.
You're a jerk, Jim Hackett.
I think it's pretty ugly, to be
No,
honest
you're
with
wrong. Yeah, it's cool. You're wrong.
you. No, I think it's really fucking ugly. But that's just me.
Tristan, you think it's beautiful too?
I do.
All right, so
Yes.
that's a vote.
Fine. Then
For Focus ST is.
I'm outvoted. I don't really care. I think it's ugly.
I did not expect you to say that it was ugly at all. I didn't
Why?
expect anyone.
They made it look more like a Supra. How is that not ugly?
So they made it look like the Supra should look. Problem is, you can look like a Supra and still look good as long as you're not the Supra.
That's a good point. Actually,
So that just makes it sound like you're against the Supra no matter what.
No, I'm
though.
against how they executed the Supra.
I mean,
if they
I
had
am.
done the Supra right, it would have been great.
But so somebody else who makes it look like the Supra is all of a sudden not ugly, even though the Supra is ugly. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think what you're responding to is that there's this trend right now where all auto designers are taking their headlights, turning them somewhat triangular, rounding the edges, and putting DRLs in them. When you look at it that way, all the headlights look almost exactly the same. Everyone's doing that.
I mean, there's a couple of cars out there like the Supra and the new Ford where it just seems like they're elongating the nose in the middle, where it seems like almost like a walrus, like an elephant seal almost, where it's like this longer tusk in the middle, and it just doesn't seem, it's not attractive to me.
I mean, I'll bet you that's to beat the, what is it, small overlap test.
Yeah, or pedestrians or something.
Or pedestrian safety.
Yeah.
It's probably some safety reg. Either way, I think the new one is incredible, and I'm so salty about never seeing it here.
The performance features, I'm sure, like, same. It is absolutely incredible, but I just think it does not look as good as the older version, in my opinion. IMO. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
I thought the older one was really ugly. But
Well, you and I can agree to disagree on that then, but
But
I
all
mean,
right. If you think that there's nothing wrong, if there's nothing wrong with Ford just tweeting some random shit in order to get some sort of traction after a terrible year, I still think that
that has nothing to do with it.
what
It has nothing to do with Ford just tweeting random shit.
the fact that they had a terrible year, yes, it does. They have to get some buzz,
They had a terrible year. They did.
and their future.
But them tweeting the fact that a car that's only going to be sold in Europe,
Oh no, they didn't tweet anything about the car exclusively sold in Europe.
They tweeted
but the
about
car
Mustang
is
thing.
only going to be sold in Europe because they're not making it here. They're not selling it here.
I'm just saying that the Focus ST not being sold in America is one of the reasons I hate Ford the most. Absolutely.
But they tweeted about that
But they
electric
tweeted
Mustang
about the
thing.
stupid. They did the tweet was the stupid Mustang teaser thing. If we're calling it a teaser, since they've already announced the product, it can't really be a teaser. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
He doesn't get it. I don't know. What I'm saying is I think it's awful that we can just sort of like applaud Ford or celebrate them for doing something as inconsequential as try to go viral off a single image when they already announced the product and have nothing to show for their past year. And all these big changes, they've amounted to nothing. They've actually made the entire brand significantly weaker in a way that now, circling all the way back, oh, look at this connection. Ford needs this partnership with VW way, way, way more than VW.
VW needs the partnership with
But
Ford.
they had been VW. Let's keep in mind, they did double-digit billions. They did 3 times the profit that Ford did last year, and they got slammed with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in fines across the world
for the
Dieselgate.
for the Dieselgate. Yep.
And they still came out on top of Ford.
Yup, by 3 times.
Yep.
It's just, I mean, that's, kind of why I get mad about it, I guess. It just doesn't seem like they give a shit, Ford.
With Hackett in charge, it doesn't seem like it. No.
Tristan, what do you think?
No, I thought we discussed this last time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ford is entirely checked out. And they know it, too.
Oh, my God. No, that's such
Do they though? I mean, if they knew it,
No.
if they knew it, they would have made a change.
They don't. Blech, beer. They don't know it enough to make a change. I think the board doesn't know it.
Well, who
Right,
said
they
that Hackett? You just on the live episode, the live video feed
Yeah.
or whatever it was where Hackett he can't take direction, all that kind of stuff. Like that was from somebody internal to Ford,
Anonymous
wasn't
executive, yes.
it? Yeah,
It was his name,
anonymous executive.
apparently. But I guess I'm assuming automatically that the board of directors doesn't get it, quote unquote.
No, they don't get it, but they know it because that's why they tweeted.
Really? Okay. That's interesting. Because I just see the tweet as being so fundamentally disconnected from what appears to me to be Ford's obvious path back to relevance that it seems offensive. It seems like a joke. Oh, God.
What the hell was that?
That was a spring.
Hopefully everything's okay and I didn't deafen you nice people.
It went doink.
I needed to adjust myself on the chair here.
So, if the board is aware of it, but they're not doing anything about it yet, it's got to be it has to be something to do with Hackett's contract, right?
Maybe.
Like how much is he due this year versus next year versus the next? Like if they can figure it out financially, where we know he's fucking up, but
We can't oust him yet.
we can't we can't oust him yet because of the financials of it.
I never thought about that. That's interesting. I mean, it's a maybe.
Honestly, it comes from a place where I don't know how CEOs' contracts work. Is it contract? Like, how do they structure their payment?
All stock.
Is it all
You
stock?
think?
90% of the
Well,
time,
I
yeah.
mean, he's tanking the shit out of that, so it can't be all stock.
Otherwise, he wouldn't do what he's doing, knowing the results.
I mean, clearly he's getting that money. Well, maybe $17.75 million is, nothing
Enough.
to a guy like Jim Hackett. He might not even notice.
He's just gonna go hang out with Harbaugh and be good.
Could be a rounding error. I don't know. I just think you're probably right. I'm probably reading too much into it, and it
Always.
probably,
As you always do.
continually. You're probably right. Still, I think that it's just outrageous that is the pinnacle of Ford's work ethic at the moment.
Which is not something to be desired.
Speaking of laziness,
You've got another topic for us?
I have a bizarre one. I don't even know what to make of it. Here. From the Detroit Free Press. This one's on a car brand you may remember from the 1960s called Cadillac.
I thought we fixed that already.
Yeah, we fixed that already.
We did, but they unfixed it. And here's what they did. There's a statement. You want to hear the statement?
Please.
Oh no. Is it a press release or a statement?
Don't give us that laugh. Just tell us what's going
This
on.
is a statement. All right. They are rebadging Cadillac, the brand now most famous for rebadging their fucking cars, is rebadging their fucking cars again.
As what?
Well, this new badging, Nick, is torque based.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Hold on. Just wait.
Everybody calm down.
Just wait for it. The badges will showcase, quote, the balance between fuel economy and performance. As turbocharged engines and electrification technologies become more prevalent, torque is a better representation of available power than the current system that uses displacement. The new system uses a 3-digit badge representation of torque output in
Newton meters?
Newton meters,
Yeah.
rounded to the nearest 50.
50. Way to be the wonder of metric is it's accurate to hundreds of places and
Exactly.
they round it to 50.
Not even the nearest 10.
You're playing in base 10, kids. I mean, come on.
The
Yes,
reason I'm throwing one or more fingers up,
Which one?
all of them, is like, my question is who made the statement and when? Because we've already determined that it doesn't matter who makes a statement about Cadillac. It's always different depending on who you ask. So who made that statement and when was it made? Because I'm sure tomorrow something completely different is going to come out.
It was a guy whose last name is Carlisle. I don't actually know.
Does he have a position with Cadillac?
Yes.
Was he a Duke?
What does that have to do with anything?
Sorry. I got it.
I'm curious. Okay.
He's the guy who was named senior VP and president after Denishan was given.
Senior VP and
The old heave ho?
Yep. So he is more or less Cadillac at the moment. This should be somewhat believable, if not consistent. Anyways, the new one is called their new SUV will be called the 400, except when it won't be because the engines are going to have different torque as measured in Newton meters, which is for those of you who measure your torque in Roman Catholic, and no one else.
Everybody measures it in Newton meters.
No one measures it in Newton meters.
Scientists measure it. in
Shut
Newton
up.
meters. That's all. That's I went to Newton meters because that's what I assume it is.
Scientists don't even drive cars.
Oh, hey, do they measure it in pound inches? Really huge numbers. 470,000 pound inches.
Pounds. What's the one that Ferrari uses? Ferrari uses something else. Let me look that up. Anyways, while I look this up, does this seem as dumb to the two of you as it seems? It seems really dumb to me.
So this is definitely something that happened in a meeting. Like, okay, guys, we don't have the biggest engines anymore. We don't have the most horsepower. How can we badge our vehicles to make them seem relevant? What gets us the biggest number?
Newton meters.
Torques in Newton meters.
The torques.
That's Newton meters, and
Fair to
they
state
measure
that.
their horsepower in CV, which is what? CV is what? Measurements.
This is going to be a long pause while you figure that out because
Porsche and Audi, even in the United States, publish in PFD.
What is that?
Verstärke.
Shut
German.
up.
yeah,
German for horse.
don't
German,
stop with your German.
German for horsepower.
Stop with your German.
Horse strengths.
Stop. Someone just spit. I don't know if anybody heard that.
Someone just.
Someone just spit.
I mean,
How many horse strengths?
We lost Tristan. That's what it was. That's what it is. We lost
boy.
Tristan.
All right, I'm back.
a gentle who. Right. So yeah. Anyways, this. Oh, he's still going. If you laugh into the mic, the listeners can enjoy it.
I have to step out for a minute.
Take a breath.
All right.
Are you back? Nope.
No, but so Nick, what do you want to talk about while we wait?
I don't know. I just want to talk about the fact that Kimi Räikkönen accepted his third place trophy for the Formula One season completely
And look
shit-faced.
how well I'm doing.
Yeah.
Completely shit-faced. And he said in a book and a podcast to promote the book that he does better partying than he does not partying as a Formula One driver. Because
Isn't that what most people do?
no, well, he said the perception is because he's partying, he's not going to be focused. So that's what he uses to put like essentially the chip on his shoulder to motivate himself. Like, no one thinks I can do this because I'm partying and because I'm drinking all the time. So I am going to put extra focus on my race weekends to perform better, just to prove people wrong. So
Don't you wish anyone had told us that in college?
Yep.
Yeah. But also, why doesn't he just pretend like no one believes in him because he's Kimi Räikkönen and use that as his excuse, or because he drives for Sauber now?
No, it's Alfa Romeo. They changed the official
Even
name.
better.
All right.
And don't even use that excuse because he is a world champion.
He is a world. He is.
He won
He is a world
Formula
champion.
One that
He's a world
one
champion.
time.
That's a lot more than I'll ever win it.
Exactly. So
100% more.
all I got to say is Kimi Räikkönen never retire.
He's going to retire after this year. He's going to retire in like 7
No.
months.
Race until he's dead.
Oh, God. Don't wish death on him.
I'm not wishing death. It's wishing a long career on him because you're wearing his shirt right now as we record this. Leave me
Yes.
alone. I know what I'm doing. And the red letters highlight his name, Kimi, right in it. I have the same,
Same basic
technically,
thing, right?
yeah, same type of shirt. Like, he is a cult hero for all of this stuff.
He puts out his own car fires.
Yes.
I love it.
He puts out his own
That's
car
true.
fires, probably while drunk.
You probably.
So,
Would we say that's iconic?
Let's not
Andrew?
bring that up.
My answer is leave.
This is also your house.
I own this house. No.
So, all I'm saying is, Kimi Räikkönen, just do you and don't retire ever. We need you in a seat just to keep the interest.
By the way, I never figured out what CV stands for. So, Ferrari.
Probably something in Italian.
It could be.
Honestly,
figure it out.
C is something horse.
No, this horse starts with an H.
Don't pretend like you know all this Italian.
I
Cheval.
don't.
You Irish SOB.
I did a lot of singing. Sang in Italian a
What's
lot.
the Italian word for horse?
Well, I can only assume it's-
Caballo. No, that's Spanish.
Right, I mean, that's what I'm saying is it's probably close to Spanish.
It could be horsepower.
Yeah,
all
in
we
Italian.
But it
Horse
could also not
strengths.
Stop yourself.
I'm going to get lost again.
Andrew, we need a new topic.
Fine. Did you know that the 370Z has been around longer than the iPad? The iPads did not exist when the 370Z came out.
Suck it.
She just showed me the same thing.
I put horsepower and it's cavalli. CV.
She put horse and it's cavallo.
My sister could probably pronounce it better.
The V's a B.
Anyway, the 370Z has been around longer than the iPad.
The iPad
Don't put your phone up to the microphone.
in total.
Interference.
Interference, Claire.
Anyways, so yeah, that kind of blew my mind because I know that car's been around for a while. And
Yeah.
it looks old and it looks horrible.
It
But there,
doesn't.
no, it does.
I don't think it looks horrible.
So many examples of it look horrible. I saw an absolutely just cherry example the other day, and I was like, this is good. I like this. Yeah. The problem is people ruin them.
See, I really like the 350Z, and I don't like the 70. Whereas usually it's the other way. People didn't like the 50.
I
like
saw
the
a
70.
I saw a 350. I thought you said 350.
No,
Is this neat car news?
Yeah, I guess. I
guess.
saw a really neat 350Z. Next
All right.
question.
But, no, sorry. The current model, the 370,
70, yes.
predates the entire line of the iPad. So basically, an entire segment of technology that has taken on a life of its own.
Inside the
time.
lifespan of the 370.
Yeah, and of course, as we already know, the GTR is also super old. And it seemed for a while that Nissan was just going to let those die off and not do anything else.
But don't worry, folks.
But don't worry, what?
I saw a thing from the Nismo chief. It's like, don't worry, we're working on something.
I saw the same thing. I just want to say that I don't believe him
Yeah, me too.
because their last Nismo product was
The Sentra.
terrible. It was the Sentra, and it was awful.
Yep.
It was so bad.
Yep.
And before
Maybe it's just because they were working on other things. They were busy.
no, it wasn't because they're not working on anything else. I don't even know if there is. There used to be like literally a Nismo catalog.
Yes.
Parts for all of their vehicles, including like the Altima and the Maxima, and you could get, performance Nissan parts for anything you wanted. And then they had their own performance tuned models, and then there were also the race division. So they're still the race division, cool, great, and they have the GTR, nifty, but they don't.
There's really not a race division anymore. Like, I don't know if you've heard.
No.
But there's so many Nissan factory drivers that are opting out of their contracts because there's no place to put them.
Really
Yep.
don't they have like their own race series, Nissan?
Nope.
I thought what did they do with all the drivers from that Gran Turismo Academy?
They're all opting out.
To go to other teams?
Well, because there's no place to put them. So Nissan had engines supplied initially to like the P2 category,
Sure.
right? But the current world FIA regulations prohibits anything but a Gibson engine. So there's no place in prototypes for anybody. So all that leaves is GTRs in GT3 categories. But the only place
Right.
that exists is one team right now, KCMG, that runs the Intercontinental GT Challenge. So there's 2 cars, 3 drivers each. So there's 6 drivers, but how many people have won the GT Academy? Like,
Are they doing anything?
like Lucas Ordonez, who when the Delta Wing was an original thing with
Yes.
Nissan Power,
Yeah.
like the original winner, he opted out of his contract. He's going to race for somebody else. Matt, I can't remember his last name right now. Matt something. He's an Australian dude who won the Asia Pacific GT Academy. He ran in V8 supercars and all this other stuff where Nissan competed. They're pulling out. He opted out of his contract. There's so many people right now who won that GT Academy who had rides that just because of the fact of the contract restrictions, as Nissan pulls out of all this different sports car racing, they have no place to put them. So there's a bunch of really talented drivers right now who are essentially for hire because they're opting out of their contract.
That's so crazy.
Do you think we could hire him?
What?
Think we could hire him?
Maybe.
Can we? Well, do we? We don't have a car.
But if we did, that'd be cool.
We could just race my car.
We're gonna put them all in the WRX.
Yeah.
In what? What category?
SCCA autocross.
There you go. I guess.
They'd probably win.
Or can we we're pretty close with Mosing Motor Cars and Murillo. Can we
Yeah,
convince them?
yeah, can we
To hire a
can we
couple of the
can we
Nissan
paint
drivers?
the WRX hashtag badass copper?
If we make there you go. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, Nissan is pulling out so hard from this. I don't know if it's obviously new CEO or a new president or whatever it is. Like just new corporate strategy. They're pulling out of all this stuff. So drivers are opting out of their contracts because, like, they were Nissan drivers for so long, and they've proven themselves as legitimate. It's not a gimmick. Like,
Right.
They can make it. So they're betting on themselves. Like, we don't need Nissan anymore to find us a job because we're good enough to do it ourselves.
I mean, there's an answer for this. There's an answer for this problem. Solves Nissan's problem. Solves all
It serves the purpose.
It solves our main problem with Nissan. Homologate the Sentra. I mean,
into TCR.
Problem
into
solved.
TCR, absolutely.
Sentra TCR in IMSA and in well, it's not Pirelli. World Challenge America, I think it's called.
That's a
Right.
dumb name.
That is so
Who's
bad.
sponsoring it now? No bun? No bun?
No buns.
No one?
No. The SRO, which is like Blancpain GT Europe, all that kind of stuff. They bought Pirelli World Challenge.
Shit, really?
Yes. So now it's World Challenge Blancpain World Challenge America.
That French twist there.
That makes so much more sense because I've been following that SRO account
Yes.
and they've been tweeting mad shit about that.
Yep.
Or posting, I guess, Instagram. So
That's why.
now that all makes sense.
It's coming together.
It's coming together. Yeah.
I don't know what
So
the
put a Sentra in that TCR class.
that would be so great because I don't know what the homologation requirements are, but you'd still be looking
Front
at a
wheel
Sentra.
drive.
Well, you'd be looking at one with, 250, 270 horsepower, probably. If they'd want to make a street version that's a little hotter, a little faster. I'm just saying that would solve a lot of problems.
Front wheel drive with DSG. Good to go.
That would be great.
Yep.
They're not going to do that.
Nope.
No, they're not going to do any of that. They're going to do the opposite. They're
We
gonna
fixed
cancel the
Nissan
Nismo.
too, and then
You know what though?
hey, Nissan should start labeling their cars in torque.
Shut up. But they should do it in foot
Why are
inches,
you here?
yard inches.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that you're running the computer, why?
That's rude.
It is. It is. But I've also had a bunch to drink.
He brought the whiskey.
Yeah, I'm here to get you drunk.
I was
Apparently.
pre-gaming before I got here. Meh.
What does it mean though? How many have you had since you got here?
2.
Uh-huh.
No.
Those are doubles. You've had 4.
We actually have giant, very, very strong glasses.
Yes.
So probably about 4 drinks. All right. Anyways, back on topic.
Andrew,
This is supposed to be a
new
drunk
topic
episode.
before
No.
Tristan and I argue each other to oblivion.
Not a new topic. A worse idea.
Yes.
Here's a terrible pitch.
That doesn't sound great.
I'm ready.
Be ready. All right. So we know that Nissan's bringing back the Juke. Homologate a
Juke TCR.
Juke TCR. Come on.
Too
Wait.
top heavy.
Wait. Race the Titan in NASCAR trucks.
Definitely that.
Well, you should.
Definitely that.
Yeah.
Oh, you should. Absolutely, you
Still
should.
muted? No. Okay.
No, I'm not muted. I unmuted myself.
That for sure. It would be too top heavy, but when you homologate the race chassis, the suspension height doesn't have to stay the same. You just keep the shell.
That's also true. But the aerodynamics, if you're that much taller than the rest of the competition.
Have you seen
The Mini?
Veloster, the Mini, or the Veloster N race car? I mean, it doesn't look anything like that. It's basically twice as wide as a regular one.
Also true.
But granted, like the Civic R basically just kind of drives off the road and goes directly onto the track.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Golf TCR.
They just won again at Sebring, by the way.
Really?
The Civic Type R, yeah.
Is that real time? Are they still doing that in?
No, real
World
time
Junior-
is
World
running.
World
Real
Junior World
time is
Challenge?
running an NSX.
Now again, okay.
They're starting at the end of April at VIR.
I know they were running a Type R last year.
They were. They're running an NSX now, but the what is that? That LA Honda World just won at Sebring today. When I posted about Murillo, drive yourselves happy,
Yeah.
finishing just outside the top 10. Yeah, freaking LAP Honda World won that shit.
Freaking.
I'm not really mad at it, I guess, but because I have a loyalty to Murillo because last year they put our sticker on their car.
Yeah, because
that's
they've
all.
been really great to us.
It's like
They've been amazing to
they're great
us.
folks. That's why
They're awesome. Jeff Mosing is my favorite person in the world.
he already liked that post that you put up.
I know he did.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
They're awesome. And Eric Foss, too.
And Eric Foss too. Badass Copper hashtag.
Yeah.
It's not orange. It's Badass Copper.
Don't you dare call it tangerine.
Yeah, fuck you, Tangerine.
That's what I was told.
I mean, in general, yes.
By the owner's wife.
Yeah.
That's what we were told.
Oh, boy. All right, so fine. You don't like my idea to homologate a Juke, but whatever. I think it's inspired.
I just think
What
it's
we're
too,
probably
it's,
going to end
it's
up
too
with is the
top heavy.
Altima.
I would take an Altima. We've seen some pretty cool stuff
Yeah.
coming from
We've
some of
seen
these
Altimas before, by the
Yeah,
way,
exactly,
that have done pretty well.
and that was fun.
Right. What's your next topic? You said you had topics.
I do,
Mad topics.
and I'm just deciding.
Topics with a capital TOPICS, by the way.
I'm
You
just
spelled it right.
deciding if we want to stay with Nissan because there have been more developments.
Uh-oh.
No, they haven't. They're not developing anything.
That's funny.
I knew I'd get one eventually.
But no, there were capital A announcements from the. Are we still calling it? We have to still call it the Renault Alliance, right? Renault, Nissan.
They haven't broken the
Mitsubishi
alliance yet,
right.
so
They're ready for a new start. The long and short of it is they're ready for a brand new start
with who?
with the three companies: Mitsubishi, Nissan, and Renault.
But who's running it?
Hirota Saikawa is running Nissan.
Right.
We have Thierry Bolloré running Renault, and Osamu Masuko. That's literally his name.
No, the second guy, was it? Sound like a
Thierry
salad.
Bolloré. Bollore. Bolloré. How would you say that?
Sounds like a salad.
Bologna.
Maybe a lunch meat.
That's bologna.
God damn it, we lost Tristan again.
No, I'm here. I'm good. Give me a Bolloré sandwich.
Bolloré sandwich, extra Masuko.
Yes. Just because I'm the only one having a good time with this. Come on.
What are you talking about?
Nick's having a great time.
I'm having a great
I don't
time.
remember it, but
That's okay.
That's why
I'll
we're
remember
recording
when I
it.
listen on Tuesday.
but no. So Saikawa's not leaving.
Great. Good for him. I'm telling you, he wants Gozen's spot.
He's coming for his job.
I mean, maybe. By the way, I found out a bunch of stuff about Japan's legal system. Their conviction rates, 99%.
So he's guilty.
They're
Or they're going to make him
Gozen's
guilty.
guilty.
I don't. You know what? I honestly don't think it's a they're going to make him guilty situation. I think that they move a little differently there, and I think they tend to arrest people that they already know that they can
Yeah.
convict.
Yeah.
I mean,
99%?
99%. I'm trying.
What's our conviction rate? Do we know?
Not 99%.
Well, I figured.
It,
We've got the peanut gallery looking it up right now.
Research department.
The research department.
this says what 93% in 2012. Come on, we can get something newer than that. Well, it varies by whoa, varied by state. Federal court system 93%.
Yep.
State rates 59% in Florida.
Just arresting people for everything in Florida.
Oh boy. 59% is awfully low.
Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
See, we actually lost Nick.
Yeah.
So I was just laughing really hard.
True though.
Slide into the
Anyways, yeah. I just I said originally that I did not at all believe that Gosen's lawyer proposed to dress him up like a construction worker. Now I believe it even less. 99%. He's got to be fucking terrified.
Yeah, he's running.
Oh, here's the
I'm
thing.
surprised they even let him out on bail.
Japan. Well, they didn't want to.
I know.
Japan just started using a jury system. They just are testing a jury system now.
We asked that question before.
Correct.
So what is it? Is it magistrate based?
Judge based. You go in front of a judge and a judge decides.
Yep. All right. Well, that's why their conviction rate's so high.
Indeed it is. However, they are piloting a jury system with 3 judges and 5 laypersons. So that seems scarier to me. That's a lot of judges.
Yeah, not very many regular people. But having heard stories of jury trials before, that might be fine.
I don't know. Anyways, and so basically what we're saying is, does Japan have juries? Maybe.
Maybe.
They might. I can't imagine that a trial of this magnitude would go to a new system at all. You know what I mean? If they're just piloting this now, they're not going to put the
No, they're not going to put their biggest fish currently
the guy
available.
They only let out
Wow.
on $1 billion
Here's Nick.
or $1 million worth of $1 million yen on bail. You know, they're not putting that guy in front of the jury.
What did I miss?
We're just talking about the fact that Japan has a 99% conviction rate, and they are just now test piloting juries. Otherwise, you just go in front of a judge. That's it.
So it sounds like Gozen's fucked.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Yeah, straight up.
yeah. No, he's got problems.
He's got many problems.
But despite that, my whole point here is that the alliance, which I thought might dissolve, just based on the sheer weight of this,
Yes.
they actually seem like they're just preparing to shift the way they do everything.
To
In terms of, well, while they won't alter the terms of the deal, so Nissan won't gain more shares of Renault, nor will Renault sell their shares of Nissan, they are talking positively about a rebalanced beginning to a new future.
yeah. What?
A new future.
So a new
for a
future.
brighter tomorrow.
Yeah. What does that mean? I mean, I copied most of this article
The Renault Nissan Alliance. A brighter future for tomorrow.
today.
Today.
Don't be a spokesperson.
I'm not designed to be a spokesperson.
Tristan, don't. Yeah, just don't.
Yeah, they haven't said anything about what they're actually going to do. I guess basically they're just reaffirming the fact that they're not going to splinter, which is I think okay.
Scatter.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I mean, nobody wants to lose their position in the marketplace, right?
right.
So whatever has to happen to maintain the fact that they keep their what second, third, first, depending on what year it is, like the largest auto manufacturer in the world, like they have to keep that.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I just think that that didn't go like I thought it was going to. I thought for sure Nissan and Mitsubishi wanted out and would not accept any substitutes of any kind. And I think I was just wrong on that.
We knew it was going to happen eventually.
But I guess-
Can't,
but
we
no,
can't
I'm
be
just-
right about everything.
I'm just wondering what are they looking for then? Because it can't just be the promise of a brighter tomorrow.
Well, I mean, isn't every business in pursuit of they're making a long play, right?
yeah, I suppose. I guess I just thought if the reports of who leaked what to the Japanese authorities are true, Nissan put this guy in prison and will, take a good bit of money from him, maybe up to a decade of his life, for the promise of a better tomorrow.
I have a vision of that happening all at once.
I don't think. I
Like
don't
the
think
Princess
Gozen
Bride, they just take 10
really
years off his
thought
life.
that.
No. But I'm saying, not Gozen, the people at Nissan and Mitsubishi who put these reports together and reported him to the Japanese police and had him arrested when he was just there for a visit. Basically, there had to be a reason, right? I don't know.
Well, I mean, to the Japanese, there was.
I just expected there would be more, I guess is all I'm saying. That there would be an end
Are
game.
you maintaining Carlos Ghosn's innocence? That's the word I'm trying to say. Innocence. You shut up.
No?
Innocence.
Because they could arrest, the Japanese authorities could rearrest him literally any minute. It sounds like they have more things they want to charge him with. They're going to get him. It's not a question of whether
yeah.
or not he goes to jail. He's going
It's
to
for
jail.
how
Well, he's
long
been
and
there for
when?
a while.
No, he's going to stay there.
It's for
I
how
know.
long and when.
Right. I that we agree on.
Oh, absolutely.
He ain't going far.
That's the thing. They must have wanted him at the corporate level at Nissan and Mitsubishi. They must have wanted him bad to turn over the Japanese legal system.
How long were they building this case? That's
even
the
know.
question.
I don't know.
Could have been 2, 3, 5, 10 years.
It could have been since the alliance was formed, which was, I don't even know, but I think it was at least 10 years.
Like, how long were they building that case against him?
I don't know.
We got a lot of laughter in the peanut gallery right now.
So before the episode started, we were quoting Monsters Inc. while you guys were out doing other things, and the vision for a brighter future, brighter tomorrow today is Monsters Inc. Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
Got it. 0.
Can we make a weird pivot from one French car brand to another?
Yeah.
My mic's muted. It's all good.
Double spray.
He shouts.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm muted.
You might hear it.
So,
We're back.
Jesus.
Druggy Brewster.
So, I want to make the weird pivot from Renault Nissan to PSA. Because have you heard the wild smack that Peugeot boss has been talking about the Volkswagen ID hill climb car?
No.
No.
He's like,
Do enlighten us.
Well, I mean, it was great, but we could easily take 15 seconds off that time.
That's the, Pikes Peak record holder now?
Yeah, 15 seconds off of the Pikes Peak record time.
How?
And then he goes on to say,
Rockets.
Volkswagen did a great job, but it involves a huge factory effort and a bunch of R&D, and the last time that they did it based on some modified version of their street car. It's yeah. And
Because that's how it works.
and then Volkswagen came and ate your entire lunch because they put the factory effort into it.
Right.
And he goes on to say that that's the only way it's going to happen. And then I forget who was interviewing. It's well, are you going to do it? He's like, no. It's well, okay, Elon Musk. I didn't want to bring Tesla into it, but it's well, I could easily make that car fly. Are you going to do it? No. It's
But we could.
We could do it. If we wanted to, we could do it.
We could take 15 seconds out of that time. Easy, no problem.
But I have one at home.
Yeah, it's it's the girlfriend in Canada. I left it at home. Just
girlfriend in Canada.
I mean, why?
I did it the other day. You weren't watching.
Yeah. Did you see it? Did you see it? You were watching. It's just super childish. If you're gonna talk that kind of smack, be we're going to take 15 seconds out of that time because here's our new car.
What racing do they do currently? PSA Rally, obviously.
I don't know because they got out of Le Mans.
Do they do touring car?
They did get out.
They got out of Le Mans when Audi.
Which is a bummer.
When Volkswagen Group beat them again.
They got some dope.
Do they do
looking
touring
Le Mans.
car anymore?
I don't think so,
I don't think they do touring car.
but I don't know. That's
Maybe
not
it's just
my sport.
rally.
It might be just rally.
I don't think they do any prototypes of any kind.
They don't because, well, we
Wait,
were
wait,
actually
wait.
there at Sebring when they won.
Is,
Right,
They
but
beat
on the
Audis.
grand stage,
On the grand, yeah.
Wait, do they have an
they-
F1 team? Someone?
Peugeot?
Renault.
no, I'm
Renault
wrong.
has a fa-
yeah, right.
We're talking about
Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Have a,
Renault
Peugeot
does, Peugeot does not.
okay, no, never mind.
It just seems like a weird thing to talk about. Look at this thing that I could do, but I'm not going to do it. It's because it takes this immense amount of investment. It's like saying that you don't want to. It's I could do it, but I don't want to. It's okay, sure. What does that mean?
I could, bold letters.
I could. It's
That
I don't
is
know.
super weird. I did not
Proof
see
is in the
anything
pudding.
about that.
Yeah, and then
Like, if you really want to do it, go do it.
because right now they're rebuilding that car with different aero and a bunch of other stuff to do the Nürburgring. They're going to try to set a record there next.
Who?
For Volkswagen.
With
They're-
what?
The IDR.
The Pikes Peak car?
Yeah. They're rebuilding it for that. It has the range to do one full lap. So
A record lap?
that's what they're going for.
Really?
For electric car.
Over the 919 Porsche.
Yeah.
Electric.
I believe it because, I mean, that car is a prototype car. When you look at it, it's got a prototype body with the ridiculous, the long nose and the big wing for the hill climb aero. But if they reconfigure that aero, it's a prototype car. So, I don't know. That's what they're trying to do.
Again,
It's the same.
even as a guy who is a racer at heart, I mean, what does the Nürburgring even matter?
No, I know. But what does any of it matter? What does Pikes Peak? What is the Nürburgring? What is it? it's displaying your engineering. That's all it is.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's tough to make a connection. That's all it is.
Well, no, and I agree with, like, in general, I think that, like,
okay, so you
race
went around
series.
you went around the Nürburgring faster than anybody else. What does that matter to me as a guy who's going to drive your brand from my house to work for 30 minutes and back every day?
I think
Speed.
I think it demonstrates the engineering chops of the company. That's the big thing. So, like, what does any of it mean? Like, okay, great, you win. It's like you win a bunch of races.
What?
Like,
Oh shit! What does any of it?
I got
mean?
I got all existential there for a moment. But, like, all of these race programs, race on Sunday, buy on Monday. It's like, what does it mean to anybody then? Like, great, you go around in a circle real fast, turning left. How does that help me on my way to work? You can say that about.
No, not just turning left.
Yeah, they didn't even make Camrys with V8s.
Exactly. That's NASCAR. Let's talk about IMSA. Let's talk.
Yeah, what does that matter?
So they use what they developed there on the racetrack to put into their road cars, turning left and right, and
Which
going
is-
for 12 hours plus.
Yeah. But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about, like, when we're talking about the future being electric cars, battery packs, drivetrains, like, that all has direct impact on what's going to end up being manufactured.
And that's what the ID is.
Yeah.
Speaking of electric cars, did y'all hear that the next Bond movie? Speaking of electric cars, did y'all hear that?
He's really trying his best, folks.
This has been rough.
He needs to just stop muting your mic.
The next Bond movie, he's going to drive an electric Aston Martin.
Am I supposed to care about that?
Well, it just ties into what he was talking about. That's all.
I mean, Bond purists are going to be as mad about that as they were about the Heineken thing, I'm sure.
The brighter future today.
Was that,
I mean, I
was that
feel
the
like
Quantum
I'm
of Solace?
I feel like I'm a Bond purist. I wasn't mad about the Heineken thing at all.
Because, yeah, sometimes you just want a beer.
Right,
Who wants to do all that work?
right. Just give me a beer. That's
Maybe
all
they
it
didn't
is.
have olives, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Could you put olives in a Heineken?
Don't be gross.
I don't
Skunky
drink it.
beer
I don't
plus
know.
olives.
Skunky beer olives.
People like a skunky beer, though. You seem like you might be a skunky beer guy there, Nick.
Like what kind of beer?
Rolling Rock. Anything in a green bottle.
No,
He likes Yingling.
love Yingling.
That's that flat brim. That doesn't surprise me either. Anyway.
Hey, you were there when I bought the Yingling in Mid-Ohio.
And they offered to give it to you in a bag so you could drink it in the car.
Yep. Yep.
That was a great moment.
That was one of the best moments in our history.
Pride of
Was when they told me, "Hey, if you want to drink this while driving, just put it in a paper bag because no one's gonna notice."
Excuse me, sir. You seem to be drinking out of a paper bag. But that's normal.
That's how
Yeah,
we do it. That's how we do it in South Central Ohio.
I just put my 16-ounce Diet Coke can in this paper bag.
Oh, God.
Do we have any more topics?
I have more topics.
Oh
Andrew
my god!
always has
Do we
more
want to
topics.
talk about more topics?
If it's not Tesla,
We're not talking about... Don't say not the name, sir.
sorry.
What's going on over there?
Nothing.
Canoodling.
We're waiting for you to bring up a topic.
All right. Here's something that we danced around talking about, but now we can just talk about it.
Let's nail it.
Let's just nail it. So, we all, as males, know that on average, the car that has the most attractive women in it is the Volkswagen Jetta. Correct? Everyone knows this? Tristan, you know that? We've talked about this before.
You've told me this before. I
don't believe
don't
me?
have any proof.
Okay, so then what car...
There's no proof to what.
Oh my God, go to a college campus. I mean, not now. Remember back to your college campuses.
Let's get in the car. Let's go.
I think it's Hyundai Sonatas, just personally.
Okay. Biased opinion.
Hyundai Sonata from the Peanut Gallery.
Are you really going to be a wuss about this? In which cars are the most attractive when a woman is driving them?
That's a different question.
Fine.
Which cars do women make look good?
Yes, answer that question then.
Do they make look good, or do the most attractive women drive? What's the question?
Let's do both. Let's do first one, then the other.
Any convertible, because it's the hair.
Definitely yes.
Or may I submit a Jeep?
Only the lesbians.
Yes.
We talked about this.
That doesn't mean that the person driving it isn't attractive.
Right, I'm just
though.
saying, but you have to qualify. Maybe you don't. I don't know.
Like a convertible Jeep.
Yeah, ragtop.
Yeah, like a
Ragtop Wrangler.
Wrangler, yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree because I just
Because he had the hots for some girl in a Volkswagen Jetta at one time, and it stuck with him
everyone
forever.
did. Why are you pretending?
I never
we
did.
talked about this
I
for
never
5
did.
years in college, Tristan.
I
5
never.
years.
I never did.
I thought it was the Alero.
No, the Jeep, yes, not the Jetta.
Really?
No, we just talked about that being the best college car deal.
Definitely. The Jetta thing is real. All right.
Better get
I
a
don't
Jetta?
think it is.
No, it's real.
Better
I
get a Jetta.
really don't think it is.
Objective fact.
You have no proof.
Better
I have all the
get
proof
a
in the world.
Jetta.
Well, show me the proof.
Go find a Jetta.
I,
When next time when you're driving around, just look at who's driving Jettas. That's all I'm saying.
58-year-old men.
Exactly.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Then what's the new one? What is the car in which you find the most attractive people?
Velosters.
just kidding.
Absolutely. Andrew,
Do you drive a woman's car?
you are one of the most attractive people.
Yes, but don't make this weird. No.
So
Are
we
you
I agree with that. I
so
agree
we
with that.
have missed a fantastic website. We need to evaluate this more in depth. The research department has found carstereotypes.com.
Okay.
The Volkswagen Jetta. Our expert stereotypers predict that 8 out of 10 Jetta drivers are girls, not women, but girls 16 to 23, Andrew. And that is probably because it's the cutest car they can get their parents to buy for them when they first get their driver's license.
He's gonna be like the cobalt.
The
yellow
power of my righteousness literally knows no bounds. Just through my sheer conviction,
However,
I
Andrew
created that
says-
website and that fake statistic.
Andrew says hot 16-year-olds drive Jettas.
I knew it. You son of a bitch.
Andrew is ready to go to jail because of this.
Knew you were going to say that, you son of a bitch.
Married Andrew Tully is ready to go to jail.
Listen, just because I got out the game early, you guys are jealous. It's fine.
It has nothing to do with getting out the game.
Okay. All right, man. But no, this is a thing that people know about. The Jetta and hot girls is a thing that people know about, except for the two of y'all and Tristan, who suddenly forgot about the fact that we talked about this all the time when we were in college. It's fine. It's fine. So yes, that's. So what?
What's the point of this conversation?
I'm trying to get you two to answer a question that you're too scared to answer.
What is what?
What's the new hot girl car?
Yes, in which
I
car do
answered
you find
you.
the most attractive
We just said the
people?
Veloster.
were
You
not
drive a
serious
woman's
about
car. Yes.
that. Really?
Yes, absolutely.
And you too?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Andrew, you drive a hot girl's car,
Audi.
and you're not a hot girl.
I'm down
Hot
with
girls
that.
in
Audis, yes. BMWs,
Yes.
3 Series.
Convertibles. M3
Definitely
convertibles.
good.
It has to be a convertible, no matter what it is. It has to be convertible.
The Volkswagen EOS.
Weirdly, our neighbor has one of those. It's just such a weird. Every time I see one of those, it's like, what a weird choice.
What kind of car do you drive again?
I drive a Veloster
Oh, that's right.
because I am also a hot girl.
He's a hot girl who drives a Veloster, a stick shift Veloster.
So all this stuff that you guys say, like, it's not a girl's car. You were lying this whole
Yep.
time.
No, I said
You can just. I have
You-
already said.
you
I
can
always said
drive a
it's a
woman's
girl's
car. We already discussed this, and not yours, because never
Not
the
R
R spec.
Not the R spec.
Sometimes a turbo,
Usually, they like the turbos.
but not an R spec.
No, and usually it's automatic, but that's to the side. Really? No, it's true. Usually they drive the automatics, not the manuals. Okay, so that's kind of weird. I didn't expect that to go there. Don't really have.
Andrew can't predict the future.
Tristan,
it
what's our
turns out.
time, by the way?
A little over an hour.
Okay.
Don't really have a way to move on from that. What was the other question? Oh yeah, what cars are made hotter? with women driving. I mean, Mustang's got to be one on that list for me because I just do not think I sort of like the Mustang in oblique terms, but I don't think it's an attractive
classic.
car.
So if a woman makes it hotter, is your question?
Anything.
Yes.
Yeah, anything.
I mean, honestly,
An Accord Cross Tour.
Yes.
be better with a woman than a crusty old man.
Yes, with a pretty woman, absolutely.
Stop.
Than a crusty old man.
You don't need
That's the same to me.
a
Woman,
woman in a
crusty old
Mustang
man.
because it's a Mustang.
Disagree. It's way better.
It is better. He's right.
It's a way better.
But you don't need it. The
But you
cross tour
don't
needs
need it. That's what I'm talking about. You don't need, because a Mustang is a hot enough car in and of itself.
Meh.
And this is coming from a Corvette loyal.
It doesn't. It
By
doesn't
the
give
way,
me much of a wiggle. I'll say
by
that.
the way,
A wiggle.
The Mustang
wiggle? Really?
does not make me wiggle.
A wiggle.
and we lost Tristan again.
I'm still here.
Just let him laugh it out.
I'm still
Let
here.
him
I
laugh
got it.
out.
I'm under control.
Are you good?
Yeah.
You ready? Nope.
not ready.
not.
It's not ready.
Because here's the thing.
What's the thing, Tristan?
I thought back to the first time I lost it.
Oh,
How many horse strengths make you wiggle?
all right. That's it. He's gone again.
I'm back.
Take a break.
I'm back. I'm a professional. You guys aren't, but I am.
No, you're not.
Ready for take two.
All right, fine. So that was a failure. All of that was useless.
I got to laugh. It's fine.
All right, let me see what else. Last couple things I got on here. We don't want to talk about more Nissan, blah, blah, blah. Should we talk about how Autocar stole our idea
Which
Always.
idea?
for the iconic car list?
Yep.
Wait, did we talk about their full list?
No. Not yet, I don't think.
Oh, not on air. We talked about it
Yeah.
in person. Right.
Yeah.
So,
So we're going to call out Autocar right now.
Autocar, the car magazine of note in the UK. They actually were running I think they're still running a reader poll now to determine the most iconic car.
And they have some weird
They
stuff on
really
there.
do.
Yeah, they do.
So their list, 17 cars, way too many. 16, so much better.
Way
much-
too many by one.
So much cleaner, so
Yep.
much more simple.
So what happens to the 17th seed in their list?
Well, see, this is just a straight up
Instant
poll.
pass to the next round.
Straight up 17 cars.
Why?
I'm just making things up. I don't have an answer for you.
It's just a reader vote. 17 cars, highest vote wins. No number twos. So their list.
Anyway, go
First
for
one,
it.
Jaguar XJ,
Nope.
Jeep Wrangler.
We almost had that one in.
Yeah, I don't think it was that close. Nissan Skyline,
Nope.
Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Yes.
I feel a little weird we didn't consider that actually after seeing it on this list.
Yeah, okay.
MX-5,
I have no idea.
none of that. Range Rover,
No. It breaks too much.
Ford Mustang,
Yep.
Mini.
Yeah. I feel sad that we missed
could
that
have
one.
included the Mini.
Yeah.
Over there though. That's not really.
Over there, it's more. Yeah.
The Lotus 7,
No.
never heard of
No.
it.
I kind of know what that is.
The Land Rover,
No.
which I don't know the difference between that and a Range Rover. Admittedly.
They both break, so it doesn't matter.
Well, so they're talking like think of like Defender, Discovery, like the more like a Land Rover you take on an expedition.
Gotcha.
A Range Rover you put the Queen in.
Okay.
They both break down,
No,
so it doesn't matter.
they don't. They have electrical problems, but they run forever.
Yes. Here's the super
Like
weird
the
one.
lights don't work.
So electrical, they
But I'm
break.
saying,
yeah.
but they run forever. They will take you to, deepest, darkest Peru.
Between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. and
Just
the
have
sun
to
goes
bump
down.
Start it. It's fine.
What?
You just have to bump start it.
Yeah, and tape flashlights to the front.
The weirdest one on this list, Suzuki Jimny.
Nope.
That's just because it's new.
So bizarre.
nope.
love that
It's
thing.
not even close. No.
Is it new? I think it's. well, I think it was an older car and has been brought back, right?
Yeah, they're all about the fact that it looks like a tiny G-Class.
It really does.
It absolutely does.
I know, right? It's a baby G-Wagon.
Yes,
Lotus Elise.
as an iconic car.
I understand
No.
it, but I don't agree.
I definitely understand the impulse.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily an iconic car, I don't
No.
think. I think that might be
And I always like the Exige better.
definitely.
The Exige?
Definitely.
Is it
whatever.
Exige or Exige?
Whatever.
I think it's Exige. I've always said Exige.
Exige.
Toyota Corolla. Next one. We
I mean,
consider that.
yeah, we did. We
Consider
did.
that.
I'll give them that.
Our champion and the people's champion, indeed, the Volkswagen Beetle.
Absolutely,
Indeed.
100%.
The Porsche 911 is also on here. And their last one is also super weird, the Fiat 500.
No,
Now, is it the new one or the original one?
Original.
That makes more sense. It's kind of like Italy's Beetle. It was critical in their early car history.
But this is
but the
remember,
thing is, like, is it only relevant in one country?
no, because and I don't know the timing exactly, but it was
They
also
were-
sort of part of the Mini thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were kind of all over the place.
The 500?
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't.
I mean,
they didn't
I'm-
stay all over the place.
No,
But I'm going to trust your judgment on this because I feel like the Beetle was way more than
Which is
what the
why
500
we
was.
chose that one.
Exactly, because
But-
which is why we're right.
Right. Again, but I understand the impulse. Like with the Elise, I don't agree. But
Let me see if there's this finish now. The icon of icons. Oh, they do. They did pick a champion. They have a champion. Their number one pick, the icon of icons, the Range Rover.
They're wrong.
they're British.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. They are British
They are
and
British.
wrong.
I think that's a little Britishism there.
Yeah. Jingoism.
The most iconic car being an SUV. I mean,
Nope.
the Range.
Nope, it's not even close.
I don't see it.
I would almost more agree with Land Rover for the same reason I was pulling for the Willys Jeep. I think our choice is better.
Definitely.
I mean, definitely.
Definitely better.
But
We have confirmation from other people that the Beetle is the right choice.
we do. Yes. Readers, listeners.
Readers,
public.
listeners, like there's multiple people who said, "Hey, you made the right call with the Beetle."
Yep.
That
which-
was actually really interesting because
When we recorded it, we're like, it's going to be unsexy and people aren't going to like this. But we've had feedback saying, like, yeah, you guys made the right choice. Beetle
still
is the
not
most iconic car of all
super
time.
Happy with it? Like, it's not who I wanted to pick.
Well, I think that's why.
Well, who did
it
you want to
worked.
pick? What did you want to
I
pick?
was actually listening to the last part of the episode today. It's clear that we made the right choice, but there are definitely a lot of cars I liked more.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the F40, the
F40.
GT40.
The GTI, I think, was really listening back to the arguments. I wish that could have gone further, but how was it ever going to beat
You
the
can't.
Beetle in the process?
You
Right.
can't.
That's, I mean,
Well, that's the seating thing, right?
Yep.
So what
There's-
if the Beetle was on the other side of the bracket?
Well,
It might have had the Beetle and the GTI in the final.
but even then, if you look at our final two, if we go back to looking at Mustang and Beetle, I mean, that is basically your
even if we retcon it and say, all right, let's debate GTI versus Beetle because we want to, Beetle still wins for me.
It still has to win.
Yeah.
yeah.
So again, it's not anybody's favorite car, but it is.
It's not necessarily.
We were bracketing most iconic, which I think it is,
Definitely. And
It's not a sexy pick,
but it's the right one.
but it's the right one. Yeah.
to our credit, we were as objective as possible. For that to be the result,
Yeah,
we
'cause
were
nobody
pretty-
wanted it.
We did pretty well.
Nobody wanted that car. Like I had the Corvette. I don't know what you had as your.
Originally, I wanted
What
the
did you
GT
want to win?
Originally, I wanted the GT40. After going through the episode, definitely
As a 4 seed, you wanted to
definitely
go all the
GTI.
way through.
because I wasn't going to seat it higher just to give it an advantage. It had to be a 4. You know.
It did. What did you want to win, Tristan?
I honestly think that
The Quattro?
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck
definitely.
That would have been a pretty tough ask.
Yeah, no, I knew that was going to happen though. It's pretty clear. I love that car, and I would do unspeakable things to own one. But I know it wasn't going to win.
Yeah, that was going to be tough. Anyways, I actually think we did pretty good at that episode, and I think Autocar, you tried. You may be
Nice
the
try.
biggest publication in the UK, but no, just kidding.
But we're better.
But we win.
We made
But
the right
we
choice.
win.
Yeah. So what else? I mean, that's all.
I
the
think on
important
that little mini We're Right episode,
It's about time to wrap up.
I think it's a good way to end it.
Who or what are we thanking before we sign off on this drunken episode?
stuff. Tristan, you start.
Costco. And horse strength.
Horse strength.
Do you feel the need to explain, or are you just gonna laugh yourself to
That
oblivion?
was
over
the
there?
first thing that he was laughing about.
Yeah, the horse strength thing was earlier, but Costco, because that's why I'm laughing at horse strength. So, Kirkland.
That's it. That's all you got. Okay.
Does Kirkland also stand for horse strength or something?
Costco, Kirkland. Costco, Kirkland Irish whiskey is why I'm laughing at horse strength.
All right.
I'm a simple man. I thank my alcohol
you go
provider.
next.
I go next.
Uh-huh.
Well, I just want to thank Jim Beam.
There you go.
Did you even drink any of that tonight?
I
Before you
drank a
got
bunch
here.
of it tonight. As a matter of fact, before I got to your house, Andrew, I drank a bunch of Jim Beam, and it's about. I feel like it's more Irish than anything you guys can pull out right now.
I mean, there's
So
a bottle of Irish whiskey in the next room.
I mean, I have
yeah, but
I
did
have
you
Jameson
drink any
too.
of it? Exactly.
But I could
so,
thank it for many things that have happened over my life.
So I'm going to thank Jim Beam for getting me primed up to do this episode. Andrew,
Yeah, I just want to thank my wife, and I want to thank you guys and the rest of the people I know who make an impact in my life every day.
Sam, the
hey, cheers.
designated driver, research department, and peanut gallery.
All the same.
Cheers. Cheers to that. Designated driver, research department, peanut gallery, the Tully family for hosting us this evening.
Oh, our pleasure.
And it may be
Great
It may be
tacos.
more than once. Like if this turns out all right, this may be the place where we keep recording.
Yeah.
But thanks to everybody who makes it possible. And we cannot wait to hear from you. And we
we'll
cannot
get-
wait to talk to you one more time next week.
Yeah, we'll get back with regularly scheduled.
We'll do regularly sober shit next week.
I'm still definitely going to talk about horse strength.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Fine.
That's acceptable.
I can't
That's
not
fine.
talk about
Two
that
of the
now.
three of us will be sober.
I'll be
So-
sober. We'll still be just talking about horse strengths.
But whatever. Look, whatever the reason, like we cannot wait to talk to you again. Hopefully you enjoyed a drunken episode. Have a safe and happy St. Patrick's Day weekend. We hope that for everybody. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.
Bye.